Hey everyone, and welcome back to Talk Tickers.
Glad to be back.
Today we're diving deep into Absellera's Q3 2024 earnings call.
We'll also be looking at some recent analyst reports.
Trying to get a feel for where this company's headed.
Yeah, Absellera is really interesting right now.
Definitely.
You know, they're almost in a state of metamorphosis.
Oh.
They're shifting from what was essentially a platform company to
yeah.
like a fully integrated clinical stage biotech.
Kind of like a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly.
Yeah, exactly.
A potentially very valuable butterfly at that.
Exactly. And it's not just taught, they're
Right.
backing this up with real action.
Okay.
Their reorganization over the past year, focusing on their own drug pipeline,
Okay.
starting to show results.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they've got two lead programs,
Okay.
ABCL 635 and ABCL 575,
All right.
both on track for clinical trial applications in Q2 of next year.
Wow, that's ambitious.
It is.
And they're being a bit mysterious with ABCL 635.
A little bit, yeah.
It targets what they call a multipass transmembrane protein
Right.
involved in metabolic and endocrine conditions.
Yeah, it definitely piqued my curiosity, too.
Yeah, me too.
Well, these proteins are basically like gatekeepers.
Oh, interesting.
They're embedded in cell membranes,
Okay.
and they've been very, very difficult to target with drugs.
Ah,
So if Absellera has actually figured this out,
yeah.
it could be huge.
Huge.
They're already estimating a market of over $2 billion
Wow.
just for this one program.
So a lot of potential doors to unlock there.
Absolutely.
Now, their second program, ABCL 575,
Right.
is going after atopic dermatitis,
Yeah, atopic dermatitis.
which anyone who's ever suffered from it knows.
Yeah,
It's a really tough skin condition,
it can be really debilitating.
for sure.
And this drug,
Yeah.
it blocks what's known as the OX40 pathway,
Okay.
which is key in the immune response.
Got it.
But here's the really interesting part.
Okay.
ABCL 575 targets the ligand of OX40.
The ligand.
Yeah. And emerging data suggests,
This might actually be more effective
oh, wow.
than blocking the OX40 receptor itself.
Interesting. So they might have like a leg up on the competition,
Yeah, potentially right out of the gate.
especially given how big that market is.
Exactly. A huge market for atopic dermatitis.
Yeah. Now, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about their T-cell engager platform.
Okay. Yeah, the PCE platform.
This is where things get really interesting.
For sure.
It's like, imagine reprogramming someone's own immune system
Yeah.
to target and eliminate cancer cells.
That's the power of TCEs.
It's amazing.
It is.
And they're not just talking about it either.
No, they're not.
They're actually presenting new data at SITC this week on their engineered TCEs.
Yeah, showcasing the improvements in potency and effectiveness.
Wow, this is a hot area in oncology right now.
Very hot.
Huge potential for partnerships and licensing deals.
Absolutely. I mean, this is really where Absellera's platform expertise shines.
Makes sense.
They're already leaders in antibody discovery and development.
And they're leveraging that to build this robust TCE platform
Yeah.
that really could revolutionize cancer treatment.
And they're really putting their money where their mouth is.
Yeah.
They're not just developing these drugs, they're
Mhm.
building out the whole infrastructure
Yeah.
to support these really ambitious goals.
It's impressive.
A new HQ in Vancouver,
Right.
a state-of-the-art GMP manufacturing facility coming online in 2025.
It's a big statement.
It really is.
That level of investment really shows their confidence in their long-term vision.
Yeah.
By controlling their own manufacturing,
Uh-huh.
they're basically taking control of their destiny.
I like that.
And that gives them a huge advantage
Yeah.
in terms of speed, flexibility, cost-effectiveness.
Right. All critical in the biopharma world.
Definitely.
Speaking of money, let's take a look at their financials.
Okay.
Absellera is sitting on a very comfy cushion right now.
They are?
Around $670 million in cash on hand,
Oh.
plus another $210 million in government funding.
That's a lot of runway. It's a fortress of cash.
It is.
Gives them so much flexibility.
Especially in this market.
For sure.
Yeah, that financial strength is key in biotech.
Definitely.
It lets them weather any storms,
Right.
invest strategically,
Yeah.
pursue ambitious projects.
Pursue those game changers.
Exactly.
Oh.
And without needing to constantly raise capital.
It's the difference between playing defense
Right.
and aggressively pursuing growth.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the numbers either.
Okay.
It's how they're using that capital.
Right.
They've been investing strategically in their pipeline.
Yeah.
You can see it in the progress of 635 and 575.
Okay.
heading towards trials next year.
And those trials are going to be huge.
Huge milestones.
Yeah, rubber meets the road time.
For sure.
Positive data from those could be a big catalyst for Absellera.
Absolutely.
Attract more investment partnerships, drive revenue growth.
All of that.
And we can't forget that GMP manufacturing facility.
No, definitely not.
That's strategic.
Very strategic.
Gives them so much control. Like they're building their own biotech kingdom
I love that analogy.
from R&D all the way to manufacturing.
Exactly.
And this is becoming even more important now.
How's it so?
Well, with the geopolitical landscape,
Huh?
the push for domestic manufacturing, particularly in pharma,
Okay.
it's only going to get bigger.
Right.
And Absellera is ahead of the curve on this.
So that positions them well for the long term.
Absolutely.
So they've got a really solid financial foundation.
Yeah,
They're building out this robust infrastructure.
they are.
Now let's zoom out a bit.
Okay.
Look at the competitive landscape.
Right. The competition.
What are they up against?
Well, in the world of atopic dermatitis,
Yeah.
Dupixent is the big player right now.
Okay.
It's a very effective drug,
Uh-huh.
but it's also expensive.
Expensive.
Yeah. But remember what we discussed about ABCL 575?
Yeah.
And its unique mechanism of action.
Targeting that OX40 ligand.
Exactly. And if the clinical data holds true,
Yeah.
they could really disrupt the market.
Yeah, it's a huge opportunity. It is.
If 575 can show better efficacy or safety,
Or both.
or both,
They could grab a big chunk of that market.
that multi-billion-dollar market.
Billion.
And let's not forget, the TCE platform
I know.
puts them in a great position,
In the cell therapy field.
which is just growing like crazy.
Huge. It's bulleted.
Major investments, breakthroughs all the time.
All the time. And Absellera is right in the thick of it.
Yeah.
That platform, their partnerships,
Yeah.
their ability to discover and develop antibodies
Right.
could make them a major player in this whole new frontier of medicine.
All right, so we've got this company with a really solid balance sheet,
Mm-hmm.
ambitious pipeline, a keen eye on the future.
They do.
And now I think it's time to put on our "this is not financial advice" hats.
Okay, time for some fun.
Exactly, a little speculation.
I love a good hypothetical.
We were talking earlier about Absellera striking a mega deal
Oh, yeah.
with a big pharma company for their TCE platform.
Right. A huge deal.
Let's take that a step further.
What if, after they ink that deal,
Yeah.
they spin off the entire TCE platform
Oh, wow.
into a separate, publicly traded company?
Now that's a bold move.
Right.
It could unlock so much value.
For investors.
Exactly.
And let the TCE business operate independently.
Focus on its own growth.
Yeah, like launching a rocket
Right.
from an already soaring spaceship,
Two powerful entities.
each with incredible potential.
It's a cool thought.
But of course, this is all just speculation.
Purely hypothetical.
For entertainment purposes only.
Just exploring the possibilities.
Exactly. But it is fun to think about.
It is.
And remember, everyone,
This is not financial advice.
we're just brainstorming here.
Any investment decisions should be made after careful research,
Right.
talking to a financial professional,
Absolutely.
and assessing your own risk tolerance and goals.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
From their pipeline to their financials.
Even indulged in some fun hypotheticals.
We
did. But we're just getting started.
Stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive
We'll break down their financials even further.
and explore that competitive landscape in more detail.
Until then, happy investing, everyone.
See you next time.
Welcome back to Talk Tickers.
We're continuing our deep dive into Absellera's earnings.
This time we're going to put those financials under the microscope.
All right, let's do it.
So one thing that really jumps out
And you look at their Q3 numbers.
is their cash position.
It's incredibly strong.
They've got like $670 million in cash and equivalents.
Right. And on top of that,
Don't forget that $210 million in government funding.
it's a fortress.
It really is,
Gives them a ton of flexibility.
especially in this market.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know that financial strength is key in biotech.
For sure.
It lets Absellera weather those economic storms,
Right.
invest strategically,
Yeah.
and go after these really ambitious projects.
Without constantly needing to raise more money.
Exactly.
It's the difference between playing defense and being aggressive, pursuing growth.
Exactly. And it's not just about the numbers themselves.
Okay.
It's how they're using that capital.
Right.
They've been investing strategically in their internal pipeline.
Yeah.
And you can see that in the progress of their lead programs, 635 and 575.
Both heading towards trials next year.
Huge milestones.
Yeah.
That's where things get real.
Rubber meets the road.
positive data from those trials.
It'd be massive for Absellera.
Absolutely a major catalyst for growth.
Attract more investment partnerships, all that good stuff.
Exactly. And of course, we can't overlook that GMP manufacturing facility.
Right, that's a big deal.
It is.
It gives them so much control.
Like they're building their own biotech kingdom.
From R&D to manufacturing.
The whole shebang.
And that's becoming even more
Yep.
important.
Yeah, with all the geopolitical stuff going on.
The push for domestic manufacturing in pharma.
It's only going to intensify.
So Absellera is ahead of the curve.
Which positions them really well for the long term.
Okay, so we've got a company with a rock-solid financial foundation.
Yeah,
They're building this awesome operational infrastructure.
they are.
Now, let's zoom out a bit
Okay.
and look at the competitive landscape,
Who are they up against?
right? So in the world of atopic dermatitis,
Right.
Dupixent is the dominant force.
Yeah, it's a very effective drug,
Uh-huh.
but it's pricey.
But remember what we talked about with ABCL 575?
Right, 575.
That unique mechanism of action targeting the OX40 ligand.
And if that clinical data holds up,
They could really shake things up.
disrupt the market.
It's a huge opportunity.
Multi-billion-dollar market.
And then there's the TCE platform,
Right, that puts them right in the heart of cell therapy.
which is growing so fast.
Exploding really.
Huge investments, breakthroughs all the time.
It's a hot space.
And Absellera is right there in the mix.
Yeah, that platform, their partnerships,
Uh-huh.
their ability to discover and develop antibodies,
Makes them a major player in this whole new frontier.
potentially.
All right, so to recap, we've got a company with a strong balance sheet,
Yep.
ambitious pipeline. They're focused on the future.
They are.
And now for some fun.
All right.
This is not financial advice time.
I was hoping you'd say that.
We were talking about Absellera inking a mega deal
A huge deal.
with a big pharma company for their TCE platform.
Right.
Let's imagine
Okay.
they sign that deal
Uh-huh.
and then they spin off the entire TCE platform
Whoa.
into a separate publicly traded company.
That is bold.
Right.
It could unlock so much value for investors,
And it would let the TCE business operate on its own.
focused on its own growth.
Yeah, it's like launching a rocket from an already soaring spaceship,
Two powerful entities.
each with huge potential.
A very interesting thought.
But of course, purely hypothetical.
Just having some fun.
Exploring the possibilities.
Right. This is not financial advice.
Just brainstorming.
Any investment decisions
Yeah.
should be made after doing your research,
Talking to a financial advisor.
understanding your own risk tolerance.
All that good stuff.
Okay, so we've covered their financials,
Their strategic position.
even ventured into some hypotheticals.
Stay tuned for the final part.
We'll distill all this information into key takeaways.
Until then, happy investing. Welcome back to Talk Tickers for the final part of our deep dive into Absellera.
We've covered a lot of ground,
We have, from their pipeline to their financials.
even some fun speculation.
So let's bring it all home.
All right.
What are the key takeaways here? What should our listeners be paying attention to?
Well, I think the biggest thing is their transformation
Yeah,
from a platform company to a full-fledged clinical stage biotech.
they're not just talking about it.
Right, they're actually doing it.
And you see that in their pipeline.
Definitely.
ABCL
A
635
mysterious program.
could be huge.
Blockbuster potential.
Then you've got 575, their potential disruptor in atopic dermatitis,
Right.
and of course the TCE platform
Yeah, that's a potential gold mine.
in the world of cell therapy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they've got the resources to make it happen.
Yeah, the financial firepower.
The vision.
And they're not slowing down.
Right, they're building that infrastructure,
Investing in their GMP facility.
making partnerships.
Expanding their reach and capabilities.
They're playing the long game.
Absolutely aiming for sustainable growth.
And a leadership position in biotech.
It's a compelling story.
It really is. They're not just chasing quick wins.
They're building something for the long term.
So what's next for Absellera?
Well, those clinical trials for 635 and 575 are going to be crucial.
Positive data could really be a catalyst.
For sure, a major catalyst.
And keep an eye on that TCE platform.
Definitely we could see some big partnerships.
Licensing deals.
Maybe even a spin-off that we talked about.
Absellera is a company in motion,
Always innovating.
adapting to the biotech landscape.
It's going to be an exciting ride.
All right, so for our Talk Tickers listeners,
Yeah.
let's finish with some "this is not financial advice" wisdom.
Right.
Absellera's story is just getting started.
It really is.
They've got everything you need for success. The platform, the pipeline, the financials.
And the vision.
But remember, every investment has risks.
Of course, biotech is volatile.
Do your research stay informed?
Invest responsibly.
The biotech world is full of surprises.
And Absellera is well positioned for some big things.
That wraps up our deep dive into Absellera Biologics.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Until next time, happy investing, everyone.